Hey everyone, Pat Mesidi, and let me just say right up front, it's not often I come to you twice in one day. Today, landed here in Sydney and did a shout out to the people of Sydney, but this one affects us all nationally, and it really has got me fired up because you can see at play the same strategies as they used 2 years ago. Now, I'm going to speak in smoke and mirrors, but I know you all know what I'm talking about. A couple of days ago, the chief horror officer, they call it chief health, but I call it chief horror, or they call him chief medical. I call them chief mastermind officers. And again, they began to sow the seeds of the new grandchild of, you know the grandchild, you know the one I'm talking about? Normally when grandchildren arrive, we get happy and we get excited. But, of course, the chief horror officer, I might say officer, not health, and certainly not medical, comes out and announces the grandchild of, the grandchild from Asia that arrived a couple of years ago. Well, guess what's coming back? And, of course, the Christmas lockdowns are coming. They use the same strategies. I'm telling you, everyone, Goliaths don't change. And some of you are still not listening. You're still not listening because you've done nothing for yourself to protect yourself financially. We've been telling you it's going to happen again. Now, Premier Princess Palachuk, I could call her pile of something else, but I can't because I'm a Christian man. Today she announced that we've gone from green to amber. Green to amber. You see how it happened? They seeded it. That's called an embedded command. An embedded command. They seeded it the other day. Start scaring all the older people. Start freaking people out. They call it science. I was talking to my wife today, and she says, I really would like to see some science behind the muzzling, rather than treating us like a bunch of greyhounds where we stop and go at their command. And when the pistol goes off, we all take off scared. Well, Palachuk, the leading Goliath, her and Dictator Dan. And by the way, Dan, how's those steps going? How's those steps going? I talk to people in the streets of Melbourne. No one believes your story, Dan. No one. No one. And boy, I would love to say what I want to say. I would love to say what I want to say. You are a corrupt man. And your sister up there, the other Pharaoh and Goliath, Palachuk, we call a pile of something else, today again starts with the fear, starts with the muzzling. They drip feed terror. They drip feed absolute horror in the lives of people. And they call themselves leaders. And of course, who do they go and scare first? Of course, the elderly, the vulnerable. Then be careful, you got to put the muzzle on because the muzzle's gonna help you. Well, let me just remind you, they've since found out that none of your medications worked. They didn't work. Complete falsehood. They didn't stop spreading anything. And you think, and people foolishly, dumb people out there think that this is all about public protection. No, it's about economic control and disaster. Christmas, most businesses rely on Christmas to survive. Firstly, let me say this. It is the most important, outside of Easter, festive season on the Christian calendar, but they don't care about that. Number two, businesses are already broke, empty, struggling. People are struggling to get people in the workplace. And yet they've got the audacity to tell you that we've got, great unemployment. Go and talk to a local business owner and see if he can get waiters, see if he can get people working in his workshops, the people working in public places of employment. They can't find anybody. And Christmas time, which is supposed to be the time when businesses are at their peak, tourism is at their peak, the hospitality is at their peak, Palachuk, who needs to go and see someone about some healthcare. I've got to tell you what, she's looking more like Miss Piggy these days, but I'll leave that alone. If you find that insulting, go and watch someone else. because she treats us all like a comedy show. Seriously. Maybe she ought to go visit her boyfriend. Give her some advice on her own health. Honestly, they do my head in, these people. Most businesses create most of their finances during the Christmas season. The tourism, the hospitality. These people are a wrecking machine to anything that is of any commercial value at all. Why? Because they are compelled to oblige by the agenda of the World Economic Forum. We all know what's happening in Brazil right now. It's an absolute disgrace and disaster. Yesterday in the United States of America, we saw what happened. Well, there wasn't a wave, the wave crashed. But if you're telling me there's nothing dodgy going on when machines run out of paper, send the people home. Come back later. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. This corrupt political system has to stop. Let me just say right up front, I will not encourage people to comply, Palachuk. I will not. And I want everyone that listens to the sound of my voice to tell everyone here, we won't comply. We will not comply. We've had a gutful. It's time these debt spots be removed. Every Goliath I know never ends well. Just remember, when David fought Goliath, listen to me. I want you to hear me. Many of you, what you want me to do and what you'd like me to do is be nice. You would want me to go and pray for Goliath. You would want me to go and have a discussion with Goliath. Have a sit down with Goliath. Have a chat and let's find a compromise with Goliath. Let me tell you what David did. He threw a rock, hit him in the head, and then chopped his head off. That's what he did. That's what Goliaths need. They need their leadership to be removed. But sadly, people in Australia, and I don't want to offend anyone, but while I'm at it, we've got this hand me some money mentality, and it's destroyed us. This laissez-faire, she'll be right, mate mentality is destroying us. This afternoon, I would have got about 50 people frantically sending me stuff over Princess Palachuk. Sorry, I'm talking a bit fast. Scaring people. People are terrorized. Because that's how they destroy economies and destroy you. Now, if you're in Sydney tomorrow, get off your rusty dusty. You've been begging and screaming for me to come here. Where are you people? Turn up tomorrow, 9 a.m. Turn up tomorrow, 9 a.m. Next Tuesday, we're going to be in Brisbane. Good Lord, what are we going to do to get Queenslanders to become financially independent? They're about to lock you down again at Christmas. And if you think that I'm taking advantage of situations, I've been screaming and yelling it to people, being a watchman, sounding the alarm, because that's what the good Lord's told me to do. Next Thursday, I've got another event. My special Christmas gift for you is how to make some money before Christmas, before they lock you down again. And I've been saying to all of you, get online or you're going to get off track. Do something, get a financial education. Let me tell you what doesn't work. I'm going to be real honest with you, especially for you people of faith. Hope, wish, and pray is not a financial strategy. It's not. It is not. And we're in a fight here. Yesterday in Melbourne, some idiot troll turned up at my meeting trying to frighten me and terrorize me. Well, I don't get intimidated that easy. I don't. Trust me on that one. And we dealt with it. Because we've got to stand up. We've got to stand up. And if you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. And that is the problem. Hope, wish, and pray is not a financial strategy. And by the way, big shout out to my brother out there, Stephen S. I can see him pressing stuff there. So tomorrow, I'll put a link in here. Ultimate Economic Summit right here in Sydney. Tuesday, we're going to be in Brisbane. Thursday, I've got another event on to help you guys financially get online. Do something. I'm telling you, they're not done with you yet. And what breaks my heart is that people just sit there and watch this happen. My preacher friends are watching this happen, not saying a word, playing kumbaya and trying to be nice. This is a spiritual war here. Let me tell you what kind of a war. It's a spiritual war. It's an economic war. It's an emotional war, and it's a war over freedom. They're not done. They just planted a guy in Brazil, guy that got out of prison. The people of Brazil are doing something, and we need to do something. If you don't care enough for your financial situation and for your spiritual well-being, care for that of your children and your grandchildren. I tell you what, I'm not going to go out of this thing without a fight. And I'm not talking a physical one. We need to do something. As far as Premier Palachuk, and to all the people of Queensland and Australia, let me tell you, I told you so. I told you so. I told you they're testing the waters. They're doing it again. They are drip feeding terrorism. It's the same system. Demons do not change their strategies. Listen to me. Evil demonic entities do not change their strategies. And I don't care what some shock jock wants to put up there, lambaste me and make fun of me. I'm not afraid, and I don't give two hoots. I don't worship at the shrine of media's opinion. Those days are over. Put up there what you want to put up. Someone's got to stand up and have a voice. Our inflation's gone through the roof. Our interest rates are rising. People can't pay for their electricity and energy bills. And Palachuk comes up with this one. It's all about control. Anyway, listen, please share this around today. Just don't like and just don't listen. Share, folks. Come on, man. Come on, share. Get out there. I know I'll get vilified, picked on and everything else. But we've got pretty big shoulders, and we're standing up fighting for you. So click on any of the links you see here up in the description. Of course, we've got the event next Thursday, which will be online, but tomorrow in Sydney and Tuesday in Brisbane, we are live. I've got two of the greatest financial minds you will ever listen to help you. So let's make it happen, folks. And I'm sorry if my blood pressure rose today, but I just couldn't keep silent anymore. God bless you, everyone, and thank you for your support. Sunday morning, a great message that I've got prepared for Reborn. Sunday morning, I'm going to be speaking on the spirit of familiarity and how it can destroy people's lives. Thank you so much. God bless you.